Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to give our picks and predictions for the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. Before we do so, just want to shout out everybody who came by the stream last night. It was a lot of fun. We did a $50 giveaway to a lucky subscriber to celebrate hitting 300 subscribers on the channel. Congratulations again to Shilky, aka I Miss Foles, for winning that. And thank you for your continued love and support on the channel over the past few weeks. And thank you to everybody who has been showing love and support since day one, man. It really means a lot. Like we've been saying, we are at the ground floor. We are in the lobby. We're working our way up to the penthouse. Like Brett said, we might be taking the stairs, but we're going to get there, and you guys are going to want to be a part of the journey, man. It's going to be a big year for us, big 2021, and we're also doing another giveaway at 500 subscribers, a $100 giveaway, so you don't want to miss that. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, leave a like on this video, leave a comment, let me know who you think is going to win this week, and enjoy the video. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Division round is here. We have this game right here. First game, Saturday, Rams, Packers in Lambeau.
Give me the pack. Are you going to stick with your team?
Let me bring up my notes again. I haven't slept in 6 days. I've been watching film. I've been reading PFF article after PFF article. I've been reading Pro Football Talk article. I've been on the phone with Chris Collinsworth himself.
A couple Madden games.
Here's my thing. The Rams could easily win this game. Make no mistake about it. The
Is it supposed to snow too, right?
It's not supposed to snow, I don't think, but it's going to be under 32. Under 32. Let me give you some. This webcam's about to go out the window. All right. So obviously, the storyline to watch. Rams, number one defense in the NFL, scoring-wise, DVOA-wise, pretty much any metric you can list, they're number one. Packers, offense, number one. Scoring-wise, DVOA-wise, any metric you want, they're number one. Another giant storyline, Davante Adams having just an absurd season as well. Jalen Ramsey having an absurd season. No wide receiver Ramsey has followed this year, and this is interesting because the Rams don't really do this, but I wonder if they will this week. No wide receiver Ramsey has followed has gotten over 100 receiving yards this season. Davante has had 100 receiving yards in 7 of 14 games. He scored a touchdown in all but 3 games, and Ramsey has only given up a touchdown in 2 games.
This is a great matchup.
So going back to, obviously, the Rams, number one, DVOA, best defense in the league. They're amazing. They have star power. They have all of it. The Packers, again, number one offense, but let's not sugarcoat things. Our Packers schedule, cupcake. Mm-hmm. The Packers have played 4 teams all season that were top 10 in DVOA, 2-2 in games where they played top 10 defenses. One of those losses obviously being the Bucs. Remember, that was a long time ago, but remember they got embarrassed. The Bucs embarrassed them. And they also lost to the Colts.
Well, remember, there's something about momentum too, right?
Yeah.
Rams coming off a good win. Packers coming off a bye. Mm-hmm. But it is in Lambeau. It's a tough place to play.
Yes.
But like you said, this defense is for real.
Yeah.
The biggest question mark is probably going to be Jared Goff.
That is always the question mark. That last game is perfectly encapsulates what I've been saying about Goff. He doesn't even have to be good because he wasn't good. He was even pretty bad. He
just hit Woods in stride. Don't turn it over.
That right there. He just can't suck, and they'll be fine.
Yeah.
If he sucks, they're gonna lose. Right. If he doesn't suck, complete ass, they'll be fine. And then, like you said, it's in Lambeau, 32 degrees. You think I don't have every single stat for you guys? Listen to this one. Okay, Jared Goff. In cold weather games, 32 degrees or below. He's only played twice, small sample size, I get that. He's 0-2 with 0 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. That's a guaranteed loss if he pulls some shit like that this week. Make no mistake about it. And also, at Lambeau, when it's 32 degrees or below in the Aaron Rodgers era, the Packers are 18-4-1.
Yeah, it's tough. Green Bay getting home field is about as tough as it gets.
Yeah.
It's like Brady and fucking Foxborough.
100%. And I'm happy you said that because it's like home field advantage wasn't the biggest of deals this year because no fans, obviously. But to have to go to Lambeau in January is a big deal.
Well, for me, it's can the Rams defense, in my mind, they have to hold them to like, what, 20? Packers probably can't score more than 20 points for the Rams to win this game.
I would probably
like a 21-20 to win. Cam Akers probably need to have a great day. Probably need a lot of running the football.
Cam Akers got 30 touches last week. Cam Akers is gonna have to show out. And you know the Rams have the 4th best rushing offense by DVOA. The Packers have played 5 teams in the top 10 in rushing offense. They gave up 120 plus yards on the ground in each and every one of those games. It's gonna be.
But like you said, if the Rams can lean on the running game and the defense, I mean that's what they're gonna have to lean on. And Goff can't turn it over.
It almost feels like in recent weeks, McVay said, "Yo, I'm not even around Jared Goff. We're running the ball 50 times." Last week, I know the Seahawks defense all year long, it hasn't been great, but over the last 5 weeks of the season to end the season, they were a top 4 rushing defense. Cam Akers went off last week, 131 yards and a touchdown.
No, the dude's a stud.
Yeah, so the recipe, just like we said with the Colts-Bills game, the recipe is there. for the Rams, but they gotta damn near play perfect.
But Aaron Rodgers could go out there and just do,
Right.
big Aaron Rodgers things.
Trust me, we're Cowboys fans. We've seen it. We've played almost as perfectly as you could play, but then
I'm like picturing it in my mind, the smirk to the camera on the right side.
Yeah, he doesn't have his chin strap on.
He hits Jalen with a pump fake, and Devontae's just wide open, and he's just doing a little point to the sideline camera.
Yes,
I'm going to turn the channel immediately.
Oh, my God. It's 100% happening. I've been very high on the Rams all season long. They're just going to run into a buzzsaw, I feel like. I'm going Packers 24-20. It's just in Lambeau, I can't do it.
It's hard to pick against the Packers in this game.
So we both have the Packers. It's a good game, though. I'm excited about this one. The next game on the docket, the Ravens and the Bills, two of the hottest teams in the entire NFL going at one another.
I've been high on the Ravens. I've loved what they've been doing. I picked them to beat the Titans. Lamar's playing great, but I feel like the Ravens are leaning on Lamar a little bit too much. I think the Bills are a little bit more well-rounded as a team. If the Bills can find a way to not let Lamar beat them, I think they win this game. I got the Bills.
I'm terrified of this game for the Buffalo Bills. Point blank. I love them all year long. Bills Mafia, they're a great story. I would love for them to win. This is a horrific matchup for them. Like maybe one of the worst matchups for them in the whole playoffs. I believe that. The run defense, just not great. It's not good. They don't have a good run defense. They've struggled against the run all season long. The Bills' run defense isn't good, okay? The Ravens' run offense is amazingly good. In 5 of their last 6 games, the Ravens have ran for over 200 yards. The Bills have given up 200 yards twice this season. They lost both of those games. The Bills have only lost 3 times. So the recipe's out there on how to beat them. We talked about this last week with the Colts, what they had to do. And the Colts almost did it. The Colts played almost as perfectly as they needed to play, but they didn't have it there at the end. They had made some boneheaded mistakes. They had some terrible clock management. If the Ravens find themselves in a position like where the Colts were last week, I think they take advantage of it. I do.
The Ravens are dangerous, and the Bills are confident, man.
Yeah.
This is 2 confident teams going against each other too.
Yeah, I mean the Bills are playing with an absurd amount of swagger. The Ravens are playing with an absurd amount of swagger. How much stock do we put into Lamar winning his first game last week? Maybe that being a little...
No, he played great. I think like the way he put on his team is back. I love it, but for me, it's almost like a negative thing because I don't see enough from other guys. Like I thought the defense played pretty good, especially shutting down Derrick Henry the way they did.
Yeah, it was super impressive.
That's where the Titans are more one-dimensional. Like if you shut down Derrick Henry, you probably win the game. I think the Bills, where Josh Allen is so dynamic and Diggs is so dynamic. So, I mean, I just think there's a lot more coming at them to where, it's not as easy cookie cutter of how to stop the Bills as it was to stop the Titans. And I just think the Ravens are just dependent a little bit too much on Lamar to where if the Bills can just not let Lamar beat them, I think they're just going to be a little bit too much.
I just think Lamar and J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards, I don't know if this Bills run defense is up to the task. I just don't. Because with the Titans, we've seen teams stop the run. We've seen it happen. We've seen Derrick Henry be stopped at times this year. We've seen him struggle. I think back, obviously, the game last week. I mean, Baltimore did an amazing job. The Browns earlier in the year did an amazing job stopping Derrick Henry, and the Browns won that game. You can say you want to stop the Ravens' run. I don't think it's possible. They're like unstoppable on the ground. It's absurd, and that's how they have to win. They got to keep the ball out of the Bills' hands, and when they do that, they limit the amount of possessions the Bills get. They have to get stops on defense because the Bills are one of the most efficient scoring offenses. We know that. 3rd in the league when it comes to points per drive, but the Ravens are 4th in the league on defense when it comes to points per drive. I think this is just a perfect matchup for the Ravens. I'm picking them 34-24.
I think it'll be high scoring for sure.
Yeah, and I love the Bills. So
yeah.
I mean, it's not like anything against them. I know for Bills Mafia, it'd be heartbreaking to lose this one. But
can the Ravens defense play as well as they did last week?
They did look really good last week. They gave up that A.J. Brown touchdown early, and after that, literally
I think
nothing.
The Ravens, I think they've gotten to a point where they're like, we're never losing to the Titans again. We're never losing them again.
They're just playing with so much swagger. I mean, both these teams are, though, too. Like,
yeah, the Bills are on an insane level of confidence.
I mean, we're talking about probably the 2 hottest teams in the NFL right now. You got the Bills. I got the Ravens. Woo.
I love that.
Woo. That's going to be a spooky one. Next up, the Cleveland Browns, hot off of a franchise-altering performance. They're going up against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Woo! Can't pick against them.
The Browns?
I can't pick against the Chiefs.
You're going to the Chiefs?
Of course.
So no one's going to put that positive energy into the air? Because, Nelson, I love you. But listen, I told you before, Brett and I are tired of picks. I can't be f***ing around. It's the Chiefs. I do worry a tiny bit because they just weren't impressive to close out the season. They were on
They've had shaky moments this year.
They've had shaky moments. They were on a 10-game winning streak before Week 17, where they lost to the Chargers. Of course, they didn't play Patrick Mahomes. No one on the Chiefs was playing, so it doesn't really matter. The last 7 wins of that 10-game winning streak were all by 6 points or less against some not great teams. That scares me a tiny bit because it's like, can you turn that switch on?
Can I answer your question? Can they turn it on?
Yeah.
You remember when they were down 24-0 last year?
I have
they
that
can
listed
turn it
right
on.
here.
They can turn it on.
I have that listed right here because in order to win, the Browns need to have happen what pretty much happened last week. They need things to happen. Maurice Pouncey snaps the ball 55 feet in the air. First play of the game, they get a defensive touchdown. For a young, inexperienced team, that tells you right there, we're in this.
But you can't slow up against the Chiefs.
Exactly.
They will come back and win the game. If they fuck around like they did last week.
24-0. The Texans were up. And I remember the Twitter memes. I mean, the Chiefs were done. The Chiefs were canceled. They outscored the Texans 51-7 the rest of the game.
Points.
Like it was almost like the Chiefs were angry at them. Like, how dare you go up 24-0 on us? And the Chiefs almost have that level of killer in them. It doesn't seem like it because it's Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes.
It's one of those like, oh yeah, you're winning. Nice.
Andy Reid's got the Hawaiian shirts. Patrick Mahomes sounds like Kermit the Frog. He squeezes ketchup on his steaks. But dude, when it's kill time, they're not playing around. They will massacre you.
I mean, obviously the Browns have momentum, right? Like feeling themselves. They should be going in this game confident. They should have some swagger about them to where they can at least like compete, right? This is going to be a totally different game than it was last week. They're going to have to play defense, right? You can't let the Chiefs put up 40 plus. Even if you're winning, even if you're killing them, it's like the Warriors. The of 2015-16 is like they're just too good. I haven't picked against the Chiefs in 2 years. I don't think I don't remember the last time I picked them to lose. So
the Browns are getting Denzel Ward back. Obviously, Stefanski's back. Joel Petonio's back. Denzel Ward's back. That's huge. Denzel Ward, their defense, because Denzel Ward was hurt for like a 3-week stretch earlier in the season. I think it was from week 12 to week 15. Over that stretch, they were the second worst passing defense in the NFL by EPA. In the 11 games before his injury, they were 14th. So not amazing, right? But okay. Above average, maybe a little tiny bit.
I mean, you can see on the screen, too. It's not like the Chiefs have a good defense. Their defense has probably dropped off a little bit since last year.
I mean, make no mistake about it. The Chiefs' run defense is one of the worst in the NFL. It's terribly bad.
That's how the Browns win.
That is 1,000,000% how the Browns
Patty
win.
off the field.
Keep Patty off the field. Control the clock. They're good.
They need to run for like 250.
Yeah.
Like they need to run the ball like they did against the Cowboys.
I mean, I love Nick Chubb. I think he's the best running back in the NFL. I've been very vocal about that. I know Derrick Henry's ran for 2,000. Nick Chubb is just absurdly good. He's gonna have to go off. Kareem's gonna have to go off. Baker's gonna have to play mistake free, which I think he's capable of.
No turnovers.
100%. Their defense. I mean, they forced Big Ben to throw 4 picks last week. I don't think they're gonna do that this week.
The Browns' defense is opportunistic at times.
Yeah, that's 100% opportunistic.
Like you said, they're getting Ward back. That's a big time. That's big time.
So we both have the Chiefs. This is the game right here that I am all in on. Bucks, Saints, Nolans. Third time these teams have matched up. Woo.
This one's tough for me.
This one's tough.
Like, I think in both these games this year, when they played, I picked the Bucks to win. Like, I feel like I've been down on the Saints. Like, I know how good they are, but I just feel like I'm ready for it. I'm ready for their epic collapse, right? Obviously, the 2 times these teams have played, the Bucks have looked really, really bad.
That is terrifying.
Like, the way they've looked in these 2 games was like the worst they've looked all season.
Yes.
But I've been high on the Bucks making it to the NFC Championship all year. I think I'm gonna stick to it.
You're going Bucks?
I got the Buccaneers.
So to your point, the Saints have won both of these matchups this year. Week one. Throw that out the window. It doesn't mean anything now. That was so long ago. Might as well have been last season. And then week 9, which obviously is the big one, 38-3. The Bucks set a record. They only ran the ball 5 times in that game. So that was one of those games where it was like the Bucks got their ass beat so bad that I almost want to just completely toss it out too. Like when you're down, I think they were down 31-0 at halftime. That game's over. And again, like the Bucks, that was around the time from that Saints game onwards, the Bucks lost 3 of their next 4 games. So that was when they were still trying to figure some shit out. Antonio Brown had just come back.
AB, right?
The 38-3 game was Antonio Brown's first game back. So they had just got Antonio Brown back. They didn't know what they were doing with their running backs yet. Obviously, Fournette is now the guy. Defensively, they're figuring some stuff out. They're one of the hottest teams in the NFL over the last 5 weeks, too.
Yep.
EPA-wise, the best offense. They've won 5 in a row. The Bucks have. They've looked dominant. Obviously, they need to score. Like, they can't score 3 points.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think the Saints want more of a low-scoring game. I think the Bucks want more of a high-scoring game.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Well, the Saints, interestingly enough, there's a magic number for the Saints. 123. 123 rushing yards. If they achieve that, they're 9-0 in games this year where they've hit that 123 mark. In games they haven't, they're 4-4. Interesting to note, right? Because the Bucs, best running defense in the NFL. We know this.
Been saying it for 2 years.
Yeah, they're absurdly good against the run. Now, of course, the Saints bring like a different dynamic running. They're not like a prototypical just hand the ball off.
Like they throw to run sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. They throw to run. They have Kamara on sweeps. Taysom Hill like reads. Like they don't run traditionally, but still, this Bucs defense is so talented. They're so fast. That's why the Bucs defense is so good against the run. They're so fast. Their linebackers are fast. Their line is fast.
I'm not predicting that the Saints are just going to repeat, blow this team out again. No shot, right?
Well, that's the thing. I can't believe this is an actual stat that I found, but I found it. When teams go 2-0 in regular season series and meet up in the playoffs for a third time, those teams are only 14-7, which obviously is, pretty dominant. But you have to sort of consider some of the context. Like, if a team's getting swept, they're probably noticeably worse.
Like a bottom seed.
Yeah, they're a bottom seed, and they're probably like noticeably worse. These teams, I know the Saints shit all over the Bucs. These teams are so close. These teams are both very good. But the Saints, because the Saints aren't impressive, but they're good. They're great. They got to play better than last week. What was it? It was 7-3 halfway through the third quarter last week against the Bears. Yeah. That will not cut it.
And Tom Brady's got he's hungry.
Oh yeah. Brady, I don't even need to pull it up. I just know for a fact has never lost to a team 3 times in one season. I just know it.
Didn't even have to look.
The Jets weren't beating them 3 times. Obviously, the Saints are a different beast. But I can't imagine Tom Brady losing to the Saints again. I am picking the Bucs. 21-20 is my final score prediction. Because the Bucs offense looked very good last week against a very good defense. Tom Brady looked absurd. He's playing out of his mind. He's playing some of the best football of his career.
Tom's on one, dude.
Antonio Brown scored a touchdown in 4 straight games. He had 0 touchdowns before.
I think Tom deserves a lot of credit, man, for what he's specifically doing with Antonio Brown. It's super, super respectable what he's done to help AB kind of stay in the league, and that could be the difference in this game.
The Antonio Brown thing, nobody talks about how he's just kind of been chilling, but also no one talks about the fact that Antonio fucking Brown is the number 3 option on this team, and he's been going nuclear over the last 4 weeks.
Well, that's the issue. Easy.
This is a good one. Ladies and gentlemen, if the Bucs win this one, I think it's over. I think they're Super Bowl champions. It's just the Saints are so weird. I recognize they're so good, but it's like when I watch them, I'm not like, oh, this team is dominant. Like I watched them play the Bears.
You were sucked in last year.
To the Saints?
Yeah.
Yeah, and guess what? I learned my lesson. That's something that we haven't talked about, actually. The Saints will choke on their own dick. It's going to happen. So this is going to be a good game.
Yep.
Give me the Bucs, though. Sorry, P. All right, guys, that's all we got for our picks. Remember, I went undefeated last week. Brett did not.
Oh.
But this freight train's not stopping, baby. 4-0 this week. Anyways, like the video, leave a comment, all of that good stuff. We did a giveaway on our stream. A lot of fun. We're doing a giveaway, $100 at 500 subs. Don't want to miss it. Subscribe to the channel. Like the video. Leave a comment. Goodbye. Good luck. Have fun. Stay safe. Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it and would like more content, click here or here to subscribe. If you want to watch more videos, click here or here to watch more videos. Isn't that right, Mr. Finney? Isn't that right?